Dear friends, welcome to InQuest. In this video, let's discuss about 16th October 2021 daily current affairs. And this is useful for your UPSC, KPSC and all other competitive exams. And we have taken all the articles from The Hindu and Deccan Herald newspapers. And index of today's discussion, article number 1, a spacecraft to save the planet Earth. And this experiment has been done by, this experiment has been conducted by the NASA. So now they are launching a spacecraft and this is going to save the planet Earth in future. So in this article, we are going to understand how this spacecraft is going to save the planet Earth in future. So article number 2, an Earth-sized telescope. This is to study black hole. Is it really the Earth-sized telescope or something else? So this is what we are going to understand here. And this telescope has been designed actually to study the black hole. Article number 3, exercise Yuddh Abhyas 2021. So let's see, this exercise has been conducted between which two countries and for what purpose. Article number 4, World Standard Day celebration. So let's see the date of its celebration and this year's theme in this article. Article number 5, India begins journey to large-scale battery energy storage system. So dear friends, if you are following current affairs, we have been telling through all the videos in most of the presentations that India has the target of achieving 450 megawatts of renewable energy by 2030. So if that has to happen, so we need to evolve the system of storage of this energy. So in a journey to that, or in that particular context, India begins its journey to large-scale battery energy storage system. So article number 6, so this is related to the state of Karnataka. So the government of the state of Karnataka relaunches Mahiti Kanaja portal with over 150 services. So with this, let's go to the article number 1. So this article is related to science and environment, or spacecraft to save the planet. Now, what is this article? So dear friends, so if you imagine this is Earth, and frequently we have witnessed, very often we have witnessed the Earth closer objects, so near Earth asteroids that we call them as, they actually come and hit the Earth. So when there is such impact, it is going to create a lot of problems with respect to loss of property and even the loss of mankind. Now NASA is conducting an experiment. So if this experiment goes successful, then in future we may avoid such disasters, because any expected asteroid that is supposed to hit the Earth, the asteroid will be disturbed. So this is what is the theme of the experiment. So let's see the entire experiment in detail here. Now, what they have chosen for the experiment. The objective is to hit 160-meter sized asteroid moon that is called as Dimorphos, which orbits a larger asteroid called Didymos, which is about 5 times larger, comparable to the height of the Burj Khalifa skyscraper. So imagine, so this is asteroid. So the name of the asteroid is Didymos. So orbit of this Didymos has a moon. The name of the moon is called as Dimorphos. Now NASA is sending a spacecraft, so this is going to hit this particular moon. So this is the experiment to deviate its orbit of rotation. So if this becomes successful, same principle can be used for any near Earth asteroids that are supposed to be hitting the Earth in future. And the size of this Didymos that they have selected, the asteroid that they have selected, is approximately matches the size of Burj Khalifa skyscraper. They were both originally discovered in 1996. So both Dimorphos and Didymos were discovered in the year 1996. The plan is to hit Dimorphos. So it is not to hit Didymos. So it is actually to hit Dimorphos. So that is the moon of this particular Didymos asteroid. So which is roughly the size of the pyramid of Giza. So the size of the Dimorphos is approximately equal to the Great Pyramid of Giza, with a spacecraft that is roughly the size of the standard vending machine. The spacecraft that is being sent by NASA is approximately to the size of the standard vending machine, maybe the coffee vending or tea vending, whatever it is. So it is approximately to that particular size. So the central mission objective is to change the orbit period of the asteroid around the main body by at least 73 seconds. So now what will be the disturbance? So it is going to disturb the orbit time to an extent of just 73 seconds. So otherwise, dimorphous orbit period currently is about 12 hours. So to take one particular orbit rotation, it usually takes 12 hours. Now there will be a deviation of 73 seconds once this spacecraft collides this orbit moon. So researchers believe that even affecting this small change, see, compared to 12 hours, 73 seconds is very, very small. But the researchers believe that even affecting this small change to the asteroid moon's orbit could prove the viability of the future planetary defense missions. So with a small deviation, there can be a lot of change. We can have defense mechanism with respect to near Earth asteroids in future. Now, this mission is called as Double Asteroid Redirection Test DART mission. Will see a spacecraft depart, Vandenberg Space Force Basiona SpaceX rocket. So this is in the month of November, expected to depart in the month of November, following an 11-month journey. So to reach this particular, asteroid moon, it is expected to take 11 months and enter into a collision course with a two asteroid body, as they are 10.3 million miles from Earth in October 2022. So journey is going to commence in November 2021, and this is going to start collision in the month of October 2022. So an experiment, this testbed project is extremely important because there are many near Earth asteroids around our planet. So this particular study may help us to protect it from any future disaster. So this is the major purpose of this particular experiment. Now, the researchers believe that there are many sizes of asteroids. For example, there are around 500 million near Earth asteroids measuring less than just 4 meters in length. And there are 5 million asteroids measuring about 25 meters. There are 20,000 asteroids measuring around 160 meters, and there are 900 objects measuring around 1000 meters. So an impact from large asteroid could result in global devastation and trigger the failure of crops. So this is what I told you, when they come and hit the planet Earth, so it is going to create a lot of global devastation. It also might be one of the reasons of failure of crops. So here till serial number 1 to 3, so these are all different asteroids, and there are various other objects also. There are around 900 objects. They measure around 1000 meters, and the hitting of these particular objects or asteroids is going to be a great disaster, or it is going to create a failure of crops as well. So any asteroid, if it measures 10,000 meters, so this is actually huge. An asteroid measuring 10,000 meters, an asteroid of this type was famously known for ending Cretaceous period 66 million years ago. Just imagine, the hit of this particular asteroid, and which measured around 10,000 meters, it ended one period itself that is called as Cretaceous period, that was around 66 million years ago. So the larger asteroid impact happens less often. So such impacts usually, do not happen every time. So they actually happen very less, perhaps once every 100 to 200 million years. So such large impacts are not very common. They usually happen once in 100 to 200 million years only. But as you get to smaller sized asteroids, these impacts happen more often. Okay, so the small sized impacts will be very often compared to large sized asteroids that we can see in this particular example. So even something about the size of 160 meters, imagine. So this is not the huge size compared to 10,000 meters. So it is just 160 meters could leave a pretty big crater, which could cause a bad problem if something that big hit a city or near a city. So if such hit happens near any city, so it is going to cause a big problems. And what are the dangers of the impact? So let us quote a few examples that had happened in the past. In the year 2013, impact of 20-meter long asteroid over Siberian town of Chelyabinsk in Siberia. So this impact actually there was a big flash. So how the sequence of events unfolded? So initially there was a big flash and there was a fireball, and then a minute or so later there was a big sonic boom, so which blew out windows all throughout the town and ended up injuring about 1,000 people. The size of the asteroid was just 20 meters. So this happened in 2013. And other example to quote here, an asteroid about 50 meters across could create a greater havoc. For example, Barringer crater in Arizona, which was created 50,000 years ago. Arizona is one of the states of United States of America. So there we can see actually Barringer crater. So it is created by an asteroid of size 50 meters that was created around 50,000 years ago. And data from NASA shows that India has endured 3 such hits in the last 18 years, including a 4.6 kiloton impact in Odisha in 2003. Ultimately, more data is needed about near Earth objects. So this is not enough. So we need to collect, or we need to do a lot of research in collecting, near Earth objects. The scientists said, adding that this would potentially save lives through even the smallest intervention. So even if we do smallest interventions, this is going to save the planet Earth. So this is the basic purpose of this particular experiment that is being conducted by the NASA. So with this, let's go to article number 2. An Earth-sized telescope has been developed. So this is actually to study black hole. Now, what is black hole? Black hole is nothing but when a center of a very massive, star collapse in upon itself. So this is going to create a black hole, and these black holes are also called as, the process is also called as supernova. So black holes occur in the middle of galaxies where mass collapses to form gravity dense regions. So these are actually called as gravity dense regions that happens due to mass collapses of stars. Anything that falls into a black hole cannot escape, because we know that they are gravity dense regions. So anything that falls into black hole, it is impossible to escape, not even light, making it impossible to see black holes directly. So even the light cannot escape. So that is the reason why it is impossible to see black holes directly. And black holes are massive entities, and the Earth is tiny in comparison. So compared to black hole, it is very massive, and Earth is very tiny in front of black holes. And therefore, we need giant telescope to capture the entirety of the event horizon. As such, telescopes are impractical. Astronomers have integrated 8 telescope arrays spread across continents to work as one large Earth-sized telescope. So it is not literally, the meaning is, it is the size of the Earth. They actually done integration of 8 telescopes across different continents, and they have merged as one. So that is why it is called as Earth-sized telescope, and that is known as Event Horizon Telescope. In short, it is called as EHT. So telescopes with short wavelength and larger diameter usually yield sharp images. EHT, that is Event Horizon Telescope, uses a powerful radio astronomy tool called the Very Large Baseline Interferometry, that is in short called as VLBI technique. So this is actually the technical part of these telescopes. In VLBI, angular resolution is a crucial factor to obtain high resolution images from a telescope. It depends upon 2 parameters actually. What depends on 2 parameters? The high resolution images actually depends upon 2 parameters. One is the diameter of the antennae. Antennae is the plural form of antenna, and the wavelength of the radiation signal reaching it. So depending upon these 2 factors, the resolution of the images is going to be developed. So astronomical, statistical, and advanced imaging algorithms. So this is again the technical part of the same. So astronomical, statistical, and advanced imaging algorithms are used with atomic clocks to time code the measurements made at each facility. A week-long observation in 2017 generated petabytes of data. So we know gigabytes, so petabyte is even bigger than gigabyte. So there was an experiment in 2017. There was a long observation for a week time. So that actually created petabytes of data, which took the EHT team 2 years to analyze, revealing the first ever picture of the black hole. So after doing such an experiment and collecting the petabytes of data, the team of researchers actually took 2 years to analyze or reveal the first ever picture of black hole. So you can imagine how much of the data that has been collected, because they took almost around 2 years to analyze and reveal the first ever picture of black hole. So with this, let's go to article number 3. So this article is related to Ministry of Defense. Indian Army contingent departs for 17th edition of Indo-US Joint Military Exercise Yuddh Abhyas 2021 at Joint Base Elmendorf, Richardson, Alaska. So this exercise, that is Yuddh Abhyas 2021, is held between India and United States. So exercise Yuddh Abhyas is the largest running joint military training and defense cooperation endeavor between India and USA. This will be the 17th edition. The event that is going to happen now is the 17th edition of the joint exercise, which is hosted alternatively between both the countries. So once in USA, once in India. The previous version of this exercise was held at Mahajan Field Firing Ranges in Bikaner, Rajasthan in the year 2021 in the month of February. Now, what is the purpose of this exercise? The exercise aims at enhancing understanding, cooperation, and interoperability between two armies. The joint exercise will focus on combined arms maneuvers in cold climate conditions. So this is the important point that we need to remember. So it is to actually have combined arms maneuver basically in cold climate conditions, and is primarily aimed at sharing tactical level drills and learning best practices from each other. The exercise will culminate after a 48 hours long validation. So with this, let's go to article number 4. So this article is related to Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. So BIS celebrates World Standards Day. So let's see what is BIS. On the occasion of World Standards Day, so that is observed on 14th October, BIS is nothing but Bureau of Indian Standards organized a day-long event on the theme of, so this is the theme of this day, shared vision for a better world, standards for sustainable development goals at its headquarters in New Delhi. So here only date and the theme are important with respect to this article. So with this, let's go to article number 5. So India begins its journey in the large-scale battery energy storage system for 1000 megawatt hours, our project. So this is under Ministry of Power. So government has given go ahead for inviting expression of interest. So this is just a beginning. So initiation of this process for installation of 1000 megawatt battery energy storage system as a pilot project. So this is the joint effort of both Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and Ministry of Power. So who have been working on this to provide a roadmap for the installation of energy storage system in the country. So in order to support the ambitious goal of achieving 450 gigawatt renewable energy target of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy by 2030, it is important that it gets duly supported with the installation of energy storage system. So that is battery energy storage system, hydro pump storage plants, etc. So Solar Energy Corporation of India and CPSU, that is Central Public Sector Undertaking under Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, has called for the expression of interest for procurement of 1000 megawatt BESS, that is battery energy storage system. So with this, let's go to article number 6. Government relaunches. So it is not launching, it was already there. So the government relaunches Mahiti Kanaja portal with over 150 services. So government in the sense, the state government of Karnataka. So be it the metro fares between two stations, list of ATMs in a particular taluk, or government school teachers working in a particular school, the state government has now made all the information available on the Mahiti Kanaja portal. Any person can log into the portal mahitikanaja.karnataka.gov.in and access information pertaining to 160 government services across 50 departments. While the portal was initially launched in 2020, administration with 10 departments and 30 services. So initially it had only 10 departments and 30 services. The e-governance department has since expanded it to 160 services. So relaunching the public information disclosure platform to mark 16 years of implementation of Right to Information Act. So this relaunching is actually to mark 16 years of implementation of RTI Act. So the aim was to further expand it to 500 services by March 2022. So the aim of this is to actually to expand to 500 services by March 2022. Several government departments are not covered by Mahiti Kanaja at present. Since the information offered on the portal is akin to what is offered under the RTI Act, the department wants to ensure the privacy of the user. Hence, it will not require any login information and department will not record the IP addresses as well. So, and one more information about this Mahiti Kanaja is it also provides specific information about various government schemes as well. So with this, we are concluding, today's current affairs. If you have any questions in it, you can definitely put in comments box. We will be more than happy to answer to your questions. Thanks for watching. Namaskara.